All right, welcome to the Gary Powers Memorial Invitational. I think we're getting close to start time here of the girls' race. And hopefully everything works all right. There we go. So the girls' race is off. You're going to see them coming right at us here. I was entirely guessing on where the best placement for these cameras would be. We're going to see the girls coming right at us here. Going to go behind the visiting team bleachers here. Sorry, I got too dark. It looks like we have two Royals up in front, Sydney Johnson and Kaylee Swan early on here in the race. Hopefully you can hear me. You should have chat. Let me know if something looks horrible. Looks like the lighting, early morning. We're not used to early morning streams. So the lighting changes here. Sun coming out of the east. So we've got and I apologize, I do not know all the teams that are here. And there will be some moments that they will be out of camera. But we'll do the best to catch them when we can. Hopefully you can hear me. Let me know if I'm not talking. Last night, Coach Allen and I talked to ourselves for quite a while as the girls go around the softball field. And we're going to have to switch to our multicam, or I'm going to make you dizzy trying to switch this around. And it looks like I've lost the camera. That ain't good. All right. So now they're running along 250 north. Sydney Johnson of the Royals still in the lead. So we're going to see the girls come around this corner. Might be a good spot to leave it. See the field come through. Do want to think we would not have been able to do this without the help of the school providing me a gator. Be able to get all the cameras everywhere we needed. So I appreciate their extra help to help me out this morning, early morning. Yeah, I'm going to switch to my multi-view. Oh, I was already on the multi-view. I'm sorry. I thought I was following them along thinking you were with me. Try to catch him coming back around the football field. So there's your leader, Sydney Johnson. There we go. I got to remember to get off the multi-view. If I feel like I shouldn't be on multi-view, feel free to tell me. I got distracted there. Try to pick up. As they're now going to move from the west side of campus over to the east side of campus. And that's where we're not going to quite see them as well. Broadcasting from the football field press box. Let's see where the best angle is to see the runners come through for now. I'm sorry, it's still dark. We're going to, let's move. Wrong button, sorry. We're going to, if I would have wrote down what these numbers mean, that would have been great. That I'm pressing the preset. Let's go over here. The wonderful view of the school. See if we can see anything over here. I believe they go around this softball field. I'm getting an echo, just a second. Apologize. So the girls are running over by the what was the old varsity softball field, now the middle school softball field here at the campus. I'll show you the course real quick. I believe this will be the high school course, so you can see the course. Let me move. So you can see the course there. They're somewhere near the softball field in the top right. Eventually you'll see them come in the picture there in the bottom left. We have a big open field there by the interstate, as you can see. And they make a little loop here. They're currently following the yellow path. Yes, the yellow path. There in the bottom right. Well, I think the Jackson family, the coaches, they provided these great images of our course for the stream. Or actually, they already had it, but they provided us to be able to use it. I Don't know if we'll be able to pick up too much. Looks there's Cindy. Just to remind you, this is coming from the football press box. And we only opted for the the 20 times zoom instead of the 30 times zoom. I don't think we were anticipating the cross country, using it for cross country, but it's working out pretty good. You see Sydney running in the far distance next to the interstate. And at some point, we're going to see them come across the over by the playground, over by the elementary playground. We have a couple cameras up in that area. That's the one spot for sure that we can't see from the football field. I don't want to miss when we come by. So that lower left-hand corner there. And by the way, the time is extremely unofficial. Thank you, Mrs. Johnson, for answering the question. I think we're going to have Sydney coming in to view here shortly. So our leader over by 1050 and the elementary playground. She's got a pretty sizable lead so far. And second place is coming in, maybe Hagerstown. I apologize if I'm wrong. Coming into view there in second place. I probably should have aimed this more so they were closer coming by, but I thought we might be able to see them in the distance when I set this up. I think we're seeing Sydney come back into view over on the other side of campus, more toward the main view or main entrance of the school. She'll make a U-turn there at the entrance. Sorry, there's a big pole in the way. And runners will be seen coming through here. Let's go multi-view just so we can see people all different areas of the course. We shouldn't have. Middle school boys tennis match. Maybe this is an option for tennis. We could just put a camera up here and see all the courts. It's one, that and golf, we have not figured out how the best way to stream those would be. Sydney's now made the turn. We may just stick with this. We're going to see runners from all different angles. And I apologize. Those are just iPads down there, so if they're a little choppy, there's not much we can do about it. On the bottom two angles there. Brighten this up. That might be too much. We'll have the schedule here. The girls' race is started at 9 a.m. We'll have the boys' race approximately 9:30. Middle school race, and we will have less angles with the middle school race because it's on the other side of campus mostly. Middle school race will be approximately about 10 a.m. middle school girls, and then the middle school boys will follow at about 10:30 approximately. Sydney's coming back. You see there in the bottom right. And I believe, let me just check this out. Yeah, you can probably read that better than I can. But on how far she's going to be now following that red path to come back toward the finish line. I'm not sure how well we'll be able to see the finish line. That's where the crowd likes to stand. That's fine. We'll see. We might be able to get it from two different angles. Maybe looking to got a few more runners coming along 1050. Sorry, not 1050, 250 north. See what's if we can see our leaders on the other side of campus possibly. So be coming around, heading right behind that wonderful scoreboard and heading toward the finish line right over here. If you're looking at the top right, that's the camera angle I'm controlling. I don't think we're going to see If I'm understanding the course map correctly, I don't think we're going to see... Man, we might. We might see a glimpse in this shot when they top right. Just past 20 minutes. There we go. We are going to see. So Sydney Johnson leading for the Royals. She can see the finish line. Comes behind our Ag Barnes there. Will come into view. And we'll have our first finisher here of the girls' race. I don't know how well we'll see Sydney from this angle. Let's just check. And she's coming in there to the right toward the finish. This angle might be better. As Sydney Johnson comes in and wins the girls' race. And she is the Gary Powers Memorial Invitational Girls Champion. Look for more finishers coming through. Trying to find the best spot here to leave it. Store that. We'll go multi-view for a minute. If there's anybody over by the watching and over by the elementary playground, I kind of would like the one facing north toward the interstate to move a little bit more toward 1050. I don't think I have time to get over there and back. I'm fast, not that fast, even on a gator. All right, nobody believes I'm fast. Yeah, it depends on the sun, on the lighting. I constantly have to adjust that one camera due to the sun. And I was checking to see if we have any timing and scoring. Let me check. I don't think we do. I apologize. The clock's going to stop while I'm doing this. It's still running. It'll catch up when I get off of this. All right, I will stop doing that. I'll be right back. moment. Sorry, had someone offering to move the camera, so went on mute for a moment. I think the bottom right camera is pretty good. I like the angle of that. We're going to move the bottom left camera just a little bit toward the right, I think, I hope. And we should get a better view of them when they come by the camera. I originally set it up this way thinking we could see them off in the distance through the trees, and I was wrong. So I think most of the runners are going to be coming through here. So let's switch our angle. Some runners coming toward the finish line. As this girls' race is beginning to wind down. So I think there could be a need for the 30-time zoom. We only went with the 20-time zoom on this camera, but we could have gone with the 30 times. Know that for the future. "21 devices watching, so we appreciate that. Our very first cross-country stream on our EH Sports Network website. We have the date of each time that we first streamed the sport, so this will be being added to that timeline. And the finish line is just to the left of this image here, so we can see them come to the final stretch here from this angle. Was not sure where the middle school start line was, so I'm not as zoomed in as I maybe could have been. And it doesn't appear we have live timing and scoring, or at least I can't find it if we do. But I had it set up that we could, if we did, we could have the results pop up as they cross the line. I apologize, it's a little blurry. Let me see if I can manually adjust focus from that distance. That's a little better. I have 3 monitors I'm looking at. Yeah, I checked abtiming.com, and I did not see it. Let me try again. I see it, but I don't see live timing option. Apologize when I'm messing with this. It's the clock will stop. Don't want to miss the beginning. I almost missed the I am I almost missed the beginning of the girls' race. I just happened to look right before the race started. So I don't want to miss the boys, make the same mistake. Oh. Maybe a little bit more. I don't know if you're listening, Mr. Barton. Maybe a little bit more to the right. So Mr. Barton saving the day. Moving our camera. I think that'll work better when the runners come by. So appreciate that. Oh, we may be getting ready to start here. Looks like the boys are getting lined up. So let me get, I don't want to miss. So give me a moment to adjust. It's really, I'm over here in the press box, so it's, I'm not right there to see what's going on. So congratulations, Sydney Johnson wins the girls Gary Powers Memorial Invitational. And now we're going to have the boys race here shortly. Not sure if I can see where the boys line up. It's the starting line looks to be right behind the, all right, right behind the, hello? Oh, no. What's the, okay. Yeah, because, All right, we're working on possible battery issues on our cameras to the east. Hopefully they survive. Otherwise we won't be able to see much on that end of campus. As we're getting ready for the boys race. These teams are getting warmed up. Here is the course for the event. They're going to start there right in the middle of the start. They're going to move toward the left there, which would be west. Head around the football field. Then they'll head around the softball field toward 250 North. Run along 250 North. Going to make a little U-turn around the tennis court area. Run between the baseball and softball fields and then back around the football field. We'll follow the same path. Go around our middle school softball field. Make in our open area over there. I just want to make sure before we're not starting. They're going to go around the open field there over by the interstate in 1050. And then we will head along 1050 over by the elementary playground. Go up a pretty big hill and run around the front of the school. Make a U-turn at the main entrance. Head along 250 North. We're following the red path now and kind of make their way back to the finish line. So that is the high school course. We'll have middle school races here later. And unfortunately, if we lose the battery power in those cameras, that's the main view of our middle school race will come from those two cameras. And I think we have a bad iPad cord or charging cord that may not be charging it as fast as we need it to run the camera. So the girls race is still wrapping up here shortly, and then we will go to the boys race. We have a runner finishing up from the girls' race, coming through right now, and then shortly after that, we'll start the boys' race. I apologize. I did not catch when Eastern Hancock runners, other than Sydney. I caught Sydney. It's easy to catch the winners. I didn't so much going on. I didn't quite catch where our other runners finished. Again, looks like boys teams are getting prepared. Let's get a commercial in. We'll be right back after this commercial.
Hancock Regional Hospital and Nine Star Connect have had a relationship for decades. We share a joint mission to support the development of this county. We want this to be the best place in America to live. We, as a healthcare provider, need telecom support, we need utility support, and so in our various locations, we access the services of Nine Star Connect. We would not have been able to do that without that partnership with Nine Star Connect.
Nine Star is a different kind of company, and the difference is you.
We're still waiting for the boys' race to start, so let's catch up on some more commercials.
Some people see a huddle in the locker room. We see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see, high school sports in Indiana are special. That's because they're about learning and growing, not just winning and losing. Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Knighty. Support education-based athletics in Indiana by buying a ticket to your high school's next athletic event.
Do want to thank all the support of 9-Star Connect. Been a big partner for us here at EH Sports Network, as well as some other main sponsors. You can see in the bottom left our corporate sponsors with the athletic department as well.
Discover the taste of summer at Paxton Farms Sweet Corn. Located just north of Maxwell, 2 miles west of State Road 9 on 600 North. Our sweet corn is handpicked, bringing sunshine to every bite. But that's not all. Capture picturesque memories in our fields of vibrant sunflowers, perfect for photos. Bring the joy of Paxton Farms Sweet Corn to your summer gatherings. Visit us today and experience the sweetness that keeps people coming back for more. Find us on Facebook, Paxton Farms.
All right, we're getting close here. I don't want to have a commercial running while we're getting ready to start. Someone in a red shirt walked up to that flag and had me a little nervous during the last commercial. So we're waiting. Looks like the official is talking with the teams. I don't believe I can see them from the other. Yeah, the scoreboard is from our other cameras blocking the view of the start. So I'm glad I put this one up. This one's actually on our visiting team bleachers. And facing down the line. It's worked out pretty good so far. We are having some battery issues in the other cameras. Well, hopefully they will survive. And let's get our other commercial in.
Looking to give your car that sparkling clean shine it deserves? Look no further than Dave's Express Care Car Wash. Conveniently located at 1749 West Main Street in Greenfield, Dave's Express is your family-owned and operated car wash destination. Choose from our wide range of wash packages. And while your car gets pampered, you can indulge your taste buds at Dave's Express Grill. Have a bite of the world-famous Super Tenderloin Sandwich. Dave's Express Care Car.
All right, I don't know why that ended quickly. All right, we are getting close as the official is talking to the teams. We are streaming, I believe, I hope, on YouTube, at EH Athletics on YouTube. On Facebook, you can search EH Sports Network. And on IHSA TV, you can search Eastern Hancock. So if you know of someone that would be interested in watching our first ever cross-country live stream, let them know where to find it. Our numbers have gone down slightly since the girls' race. But we're getting ready. The starter's moving to the starter's flag. And I think this boys' race is about to start just momentarily. I do have chat, and I appreciate everybody helping me out through the chat. You can send me a message on YouTube and on Facebook, and I can get it here in the press box. And I believe we're going to have youth football. It's going to be around here soon. And hopefully We don't have too much noise from that over here, or anyone messes with the camera. All right, looks like we're close to starting. Starters getting ready for our boys race of the Gary Powers Memorial Invitational. And they're off. You're going to see them coming right at you here. They're going to run right by this camera that you're looking at, right underneath. They're going to run behind the football visiting bleachers. And you can see the leaders. Sorry, I got to adjust lighting sometimes. Teams are off to a fast start. Royal Preston Markley there currently in second place. The teams are running there by the varsity softball field, heading toward 250 North. And then they will run right along 250. I'm going to switch to our multi-view for a moment. The runners are going to be coming around this corner. Hopefully I get over there quick enough. So here comes your leaders. Going to make a U-turn here. So Preston Markley has now moved into the lead for the Royals. I apologize, I'm not familiar. I know Hagerstown is here, Purdue Polytech, and other than that, I've been busy setting up and didn't really pay attention to all the teams that were here. I would like to catch them as they're coming between the fields, so let me move the camera over here a little bit. I'm a little bit too far. I can't move. It won't let me move any farther to the left. Here comes the runners around the baseball field. They run between the baseball and softball field, and then they'll follow a similar path that they went around the football field. The middle school race later on will not feature this area of the course. So this is our last time runners will come through this area. See if we can catch our leaders. Again, there's Preston coming by, first place. catch the runners here. Try to find a good spot. See the runners come through. Around this turn. Runners will now be heading toward the east end of campus around our middle school softball field. And that's when our view starts to become a little limited, as the runners are now moving away from this camera. There's your leaders. Preston Markley still in the lead. Eventually we'll swap to our multi-view here shortly. See the runners run. They will be going around the loop here in this section. You'll see them go around the middle school softball field. Some of the runners from this angle. I guess I could have used that one. Might have been a better angle to see them running through. Hey, we're learning. We'll know for next time. I will say, I left school at a little after midnight last night, setting this all up, and then got here at 7 a.m. this morning. But things have worked out really, really well. Pretty happy with how it's gone so far. So it won't be too long. We'll see Preston Markley, I believe, coming through the bottom left camera angle there. So I'm getting some updates. Currently, Preston has about a 13-second lead. Andrew Metz currently in 7th. Caden Powers currently in 12th. Again, thank you, Mr. Barton, for giving those live updates on the course. Our north camera there, the one on the bottom right, is losing power, and that may not make it. We need a different iPad. Charger cord to have any chance of keeping that during the middle school race. So you can see them off in the distance in the top right. I'll see if we can get that maybe a little bit more toward the runners way off in the distance. As I believe on the bottom left, we're going to see Preston Markley coming by, our leader. Second place. Not too far behind there. We may when the middle school race starts, I may rush. I have a battery pack. I don't think the battery pack's the problem. I think it's the charging cord for the iPad. So those bottom two cameras will be really important for the middle school race, because most of the middle school race is in where the high school runners are now. So I may, once the middle school race, one of the middle school races start, just start it with this view and then run down there, see if I can remedy the issue with that camera. Okay, Mr. Barton giving me some good updates. That helps. So I don't know if that south-facing camera is going to make it. We're getting a lot of choppiness, going dark. In fact, I don't even think it's currently working at all. We're getting no video from it currently. Oh no, and now the other one's doing the same. So we may have some issues when it comes to the middle school race. Later on. Oh, I need to go check. Preston should have been coming by a different camera angle. I may have already missed him. Yep, I did. So the runners in the top right are now making a U-turn there. Over by the main entrance. That bottom right camera may end up being the course map camera. You can kind of see where they're headed. That top right camera is more toward the right bottom of the map there, right in the center. They're turning around near the tennis courts. Zoom out just a little bit, see what. Maybe this might be a better view. Middle school boys tennis invitational today going on. It's a busy day here. And we have youth football here getting ready to play here in the football field. So lots of things going on. Preston's about a 35-second lead. I'm going to start heading that direction here. See if we can see him coming toward the finish soon. So the top two cameras are going to show the finish area, the finish line. Are the runners coming toward the finish? As it looks like Preston's coming into view here. Just came across there, and now he's going to be able to see straight on into the finish. We'll see him come by shortly. You see him coming toward the camera with a sizable lead. Here he comes across. Preston Markley. And the Royals look like they're going to take first place in both the boys and the girls race. As he's coming toward the finish line. Crowd gathered there on the right. You see him coming on the right there toward the finish. And he finishes. Pretty good time. Let's go ahead and go multi-view and see different angles around the course. Some more Royals runners coming into view, I believe. Mets coming through. Caden Powers coming up shortly here. Coming in that view, I believe. The runners are now coming in toward the finish line. Approximately 19 minutes into the race. That time is extremely unofficial. So congratulations to Preston Markley, our Gary Powers Memorial Invitational Boys champion. Sydney Johnson, the girls champion earlier this morning. There's Powers. Caden Powers coming into view as he heads toward the finish line. Runners still coming through. You can see them coming across the top right there. We'll probably switch back to a couple of the top views here shortly as runners are coming by the bottom two cameras. Hopefully those continue to charge. We'll head back to this camera. Pretty warm day. I've seen this invitational out here, and it's been a lot more coats and sweatshirts than what we're seeing today. It's a pretty warm day for this time of year. I apologize. I can't identify all the schools. I see Riverside is here, Hagerstown. I saw Alexandria, Purdue Polytech. Yeah. Those are the ones off the top of my head here of who's here. Just looking at the tents. And the finish line is just to the left of this screen, so we're just going to leave this screen up. You see the runners the most in this view. Hopefully everything's working. I haven't gotten any errors. I do have chat on Facebook and YouTube, so I can see your messages, and I appreciate the kind comments through this broadcast. I was very nervous about if it was going to work or not. After this boys race, we'll be about halfway through the invitational event with middle school races still to come. Probably use more multi-view in the middle school race once it starts. Checking on our cameras. Let's see what the crowd looks like over here. Good crowd here. Cross-country event. It's one of those where they get pretty spread out across the course, and then they all gather back for the finish line. That's one thing about this sport. It's a very fans support every school. It's a hard sport, and so it's good to see, and you see a lot of the appreciation all the way through from first runner all the way to the runner that crosses the line at the end. Fans supporting them. And especially on a hot day like today, it is warm. We have a window here in the press box off to our east, and this is the first time that it's ever been too hot to stand in front of it that I can remember. I've had to move back into the shade because we're not typically out here during the morning hours when the sun's in the east. I do want to thank Corey Rainbolt and Mr. Barton for helping out during that race. We've had, they've been messing with my cameras. Do want to thank the school for providing me a gator. There's zero chance I could have gotten everything set up this morning all across campus on foot. So, yeah. That has made it much easier and wouldn't have been able to do it without it. I believe some of our last runners are coming through. Youth football. Maybe we're going to say the Royals might be taking on Yorktown here, or a green team. I'm not sure. Could be Pendleton Heights here at the football field. We're almost finished here with the boys race. And middle school girls will be next. Their course, like we mentioned earlier, if you weren't here earlier, their course is a little bit different. They'll be starting and running away from us, and we'll be heading toward the back half of the high school course. There'll be a lot of blind spot areas, I think, during that middle school race. Sydney Johnson won the girls' race earlier this morning, and she just ran by running on the track. So apparently that 5K was not enough. So she's getting a little bit more in. I'm pretty sure if I ran a 5K, I would be on the couch the rest of the day. You have some fans getting on the bleachers over here that this camera's on. We may get some shakiness, a little bit more than what we had, as the football game will be a little bit later. Take a picture of our setup here. Currently have 3 monitors I'm looking at to help see what a little bit better. Do have a runner coming in right now. And I can see some more runners off in the distance. Runners come in toward the finish. We are streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and IHSA TV. You should be able to catch us at any of those locations. I think our YouTube channel is getting close to 2,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, subscribe to it. YouTube is probably the one that we get the best quality from and the most events at this time. Eventually that may turn to IHSA TV at some point, where we'll have a little bit more events on there. IHSA TV, if you like to watch on your TV, if you don't have the IHSA TV app on your Roku or streaming device or smart TV, you can get that and watch right on your TV. YouTube, I know, has that capability as well if you have the YouTube app on your TV or streaming device. And maybe some Facebook. YouTube is probably who watches us the most. Let me just look, actually. Yeah, we usually have more on YouTube. We have most of our viewers right now are on YouTube. We have some on Facebook, but most viewers are usually on YouTube, IHSA TV. See some of the middle school girls are there warming up for their race. That will happen shortly. Middle school event is a shorter race. I'm gonna say 3K. I may be wrong. High school 5K, middle school 3K. I believe our final runner is coming in. And we'll be ready to start the middle school girls race shortly, followed by the middle school boys. Let me check our multi-view, see if we still have cameras over there. We do. So far, or either that, it's frozen there. There's a car going by, so that's encouraging. The bottom right one is the one I'm most concerned about. This is the high school course that was just ran. And we'll show you the difference with the middle school course. Here is the middle school course. So you can see the football field's pretty much out of play. So everything, they start about in a similar area, just a little bit farther west. Finish line is obviously in the same spot. And then they will run away from us and then follow a similar course, not quite all the way back to the tennis courts on the south end of the course, but the east end of the course is pretty much the same as we just saw. I believe the starter is already talking with the middle school. I'm going to go ahead and stop the clock and we'll get it ready for the next race. And we're going to go ahead and switch it over. Middle school girls. I want to see, we have a football game getting ready to go. Make sure I don't miss the starter, but here's some of the teams. Riverside, Hagerstown, I'm sorry, am I not? Wisdom Builders. I don't want to miss the start of the middle school race. There, did not see who's that. Purdue Polytech. Your Eastern Hancock Royals. I believe Alexandria is way out there. Their tent. Way out there. Alexandria Tigers. Let's get back to the middle school race about to begin. I think I can see him. There we go. I can see him from this angle too. Let's show you that. So they're being instructions given by the starter. think we're really close here to the start of this middle school race. Just kidding. A few more instructions. Now I think we're ready. Runners will be running away from us, heading toward the east side of campus to start. Starter is moving into his position. All right, we're getting close. Runners are getting ready. And the middle school girls race is off. They're going to come out of view there. We should see them come into view into this camera shortly. Let me get it going. Oh, did we have a was that a pretend? So we did not start there. I don't know if we had a false start or what the issue was there. We'll try again. Now the runners are ready. Now they're off. We're going to run behind that scoreboard. 28 minutes till the youth football game, if you were wondering. We're going to head out toward the old varsity softball, now middle school softball field. And they'll run around it. Sorry, I'm getting a little off. They're going to spend a decent amount of time over in that end of the course. We'll be able to see them off in the distance. I probably should have showed the course large screen. We're going to loop around the softball field. We're going to, when they kind of go out of view here, I'll show a large screen of the middle school course. So here's the middle school course. They're over there by the top right there, following the green path around the softball field. They're going to make a little loop in that open field off in the distance from that camera. And then they're going to run down 1050 toward the south. And we should have a camera in that direction to catch them here in just a bit. Not sure at what point we'll be able to see them again. It'll probably be in this same angle. I'm just going to check and see if my cameras are still working. So at some point they'll come by that bottom left camera, and we'll come back. We'll probably have a decent amount of multi-view here once they start coming by those cameras at the bottom. I'm waiting for them to come back in the view off in the distance. I apologize. I am not going to be able to identify middle school runners as we see our leader. I'm going to say Hagerstown, but I could be wrong. In the lead. Mess with the focus, see if I can get it focused way off in the distance. That's not bad. Runners will make a loop out there near the interstate. We'll come around and head south and head toward our next camera, as the leader is headed that direction now. I don't want to miss our leader coming by, so we're going to go a multi-view here. At some point we're going to have the leader coming by that lower left corner. In the top right, you should be able to see off in the distance some runners, as our leader is now coming into view here. I'm sorry, our internet connection is not the greatest on this camera, and battery power, as our leaders are coming across our east entrance to the school. I'm going to say possibly some Hagerstown Tigers there. We will not be able to see the runners on the south end. I just checked. So we won't be able to see the runners on the south end of campus. The school blocks our view there. This is on the east end of the campus. I don't know if you can hear. Yeah, I think I have the ability to turn on the sound of that camera. Maybe get some. ambient noise, maybe. I don't know. Our runners. Whoa. I just got scared. Runners are now over on the side that we don't see very well. Sorry. And the camera that's having the most issues. I don't think we're going to be able to see very well from there. So while we're looking, let's put on the middle school map. So they're in the lower left-hand corner of the map there. All right. We should see some runners. The leaders coming back in that top right view off in the distance. Leader is from Moorestown. Thank you. I didn't even see Moorestown's a tent or anything, so thank you. Like I said, we'll probably have a decent amount of multi-view on this. That bottom right camera is not really working that great, so I'm just going to go with the map right now. You can kind of see, maybe get your bearings on what you're looking at. The top left is at the start and finish area, looking east. The top right camera is looking the same direction, just a different angle, toward that softball field off in the distance. The bottom left camera is before you would get to the top right one, as they come by a tree in the east end of campus, over there by the playground, elementary playground, if you can see that on the map, far right, near that blue dot. As our leaders are coming in. Let me get my focus back. Got kind of blurry there. So I believe our leader is from Morristown. See if we can follow her in with that camera. 15 minutes until the youth football elite game, if you were wondering. Sorry, I guess this might have been a better angle to show the finish earlier. So there's your winner of the middle school race. And a few more are going to follow in. Going to stick with this view because we can see them off in the distance a little more. Looks like another Morristown runner coming through. Let's just go to that camera. This camera angle you're actually looking at is on the top of our football press box. So we have a Royal coming through. Using a joystick here in the press box to control it. New technology that we've got this year for the first time. Works some of the time. Luckily, it's worked so far today. After this girls' race, we'll have the boys' middle school race, and that will wrap up our Gary Powers Memorial Invitational. All right. A few more runners coming down the main stretch. Some off into the distance. Again, this is not an easy day to be out. I know typically it seems like runners prefer cooler weather to run in, and it's not cool. It is a very warm day out here. Let's see some. runners coming in. Let's try this camera here. Maybe a little bit better of them coming toward the finish line. You got any suggestions of good places to put cameras for the future? Or good hot spots, or good equipment that will hold a charge? We would appreciate it. We've our cameras on the east end of the course is not holding charges real well. And that time in the screen is extremely unofficial, but should be fairly close. Yeah, the drone idea, there are rules against drones and IHSAA sporting events. So I don't know if they've relaxed those, but there are some rules with that. I believe they have relaxed them some, but we would not be able to fly directly over the runners. That would definitely not be allowed. And I believe we would need a pilot, someone that has their pilot's license to legally be able to do that. But that would be a great angle. And the races are a little over 20 minutes. I know my drone battery only lasts at 20 minutes at most. See the starter as they're getting ready to girls race is either finished or close to finishing here. Sorry, we don't have live results. We're going to go ahead and stop the clock, though. I don't see any off the distance. And it looks like the starter's getting the boys race ready to go. So we have one race left. It's the middle school boys. And while the starters are getting that together, we're going to do a quick commercial. We'll be right back.
Hancock Regional Hospital and NightStar Connect have had a relationship for decades. We share a joint mission to support the development of this county. We want this to be the best place in America to live. We, as a healthcare provider, need telecom support, we need utility support, and so at our various locations, we access the services of NightStar Connect. We would not have been able to do that without that partnership with NightStar Connect.
9-Star is a different kind of company, and the difference is you.
So, got some instructions going over with the boys race runners currently. He's giving the instructions. So while we're doing that, we're going to get another commercial on.
Some people see a huddle in the locker room. We see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see, high school sports in Indiana are special. That's because they're about learning and growing, not just winning and losing. Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Neidig. Support education-based athletics in Indiana by buying a ticket to your high school's next athletic event.
And we got a little bit more in the press box. Starter looks like he's beginning to, well, maybe not. Thought we might be getting into position. But we'll go
Looking
into
to give your
commercial.
car that sparkling clean shine it deserves? Look no further than Dave's Express Care Car Wash. Conveniently located at 1749 West Main Street in Greenfield, Dave's Express is your family-owned and operated car wash destination. Choose from our wide range of wash packages. And while your car gets pampered, you can indulge your taste buds at Dave's Express Grill. Have a bite of the world-famous Super Tenderloin Sandwich. Dave's Express Care Car.
All right, so we are getting close to starting this boys middle school race. The final race of the Gary Powers Memorial Invitational here at Eastern Hancock. Starters in position. Runners move up to the line. And we're off. Again, I apologize. I can't identify players or runners, I guess. I have a hard enough time identifying the players when they have jersey numbers on. So this will be even more of a struggle. So they're going to go same course as the girls just ran. They're going to go around the softball field here. You're going to see them come around, go between those trees and off to the right. Then they'll be out of view for a little bit. And we'll try to get... camera's not zooming. There we go. Apparently we're already zoomed in all the way. So they're going to go around the softball field, and then I think we'll have a little bit of time. I can show you the map of the course because they'll be out of view for a moment. So here is the map. So they're going around that softball field there in the green line toward the top right. Here's the middle school course. They're going to go around the east end driveway, and then they're going to loop around. It's a building out there and some trees, and then they'll come back into our view from that camera angle we were just at. Run along the interstate just south of I-70, and then they'll come down to 1050 and move down south on 1050. We'll have a camera over in that area. Hopefully it's still got power and working. And then it'll go by the elementary playground. We lose sight of them for most of that part of the course. We'll see them run by once, maybe twice, and then they'll come back toward where we're at now, where we started. So I'm still waiting for them to come back in the view here. As soon as we see the leader come into view, I'll switch back off of this map. And we're about to have some youth league football here. There's our leader now coming into view. Leaders off in the distance. You can see I-70 there off in the distance as well. We'll turn east, head down along the same direction, not along the interstate, but the same direction as the interstate. Head down toward 1050. Once they get to 1050, they'll make a right turn, head south. And you see the leader now heading south off in the distance. I'll try to keep track here. We may go multi-view here shortly. Right now, actually. So if we can see our leader come by that lower left corner camera. I'm not sure if the lower right one is working at all or not. We'll notice when the runner comes by, our leader comes by. Top left is the start-finish area. Top right is off in the distance where most of the runners are, as our leader is now coming by this camera here right now. Maybe. I may be a little bit off. So our leader's coming through. Future option, we could put a computer over there with a camera attached to it and maybe get a little bit more success than the iPads that we're currently using as these cameras. And this is about as far away from where we are as you can get, where you see that camera. And we may have lost the bottom right for good. It appears we may have lost all battery on that one, which we were afraid of. So let's just replace that with the map of the course. So when they pass this camera on the bottom left, they're actually straight out there with a blue dot on the lower right of the map. I believe that might say 2 kilometers. Possibly. And so somewhere, actually that should be on the way back. But near that, where that dot is where that bottom left camera is. They're heading by the playground, and then we don't have really any angle there in the bottom right of the map. That would have been where this camera, where the map is, would have showed that direction. So we will see the leaders come back by that bottom left camera and run away from us once they get there. Oh, and there comes some of them, I believe, coming by, heading back toward the finish line. And they're heading on what would be the red path, heading back in the top right. So we should see them. Should see them coming up into the upper right-hand screen here shortly. Time is extremely unofficial. I do want to thank everybody watching. It's definitely more encouraging when I know that people are watching and I'm not just talking to myself. Whenever we do some of these streams. First cross-country invitational that we have live streamed at EH Sports Network. Just want to see if that happened to come back. Yeah, I think that bottom right camera is dead. You can now see runners in the top right. They're heading toward the finish. So we're not too far away from having some finishers. Don't believe, I think there's, yeah, the scoreboard's in the way, so we can't see him really make that turn. A couple of our high school boys out there supporting the middle schoolers. And our leader coming around. And I'm sorry I can't identify who it is. We'll see as they come toward the stretch here. See if we can follow the leader in on the top right screen. Is it a Royal? It might be a Royal. Let's see as they come around the other side of the scoreboard. And it is an Eastern Hancock Royal is going to be finishing first. I'm sorry, I'm not sure who it is from here. A few more coming in, leaders for second and third. Some more Royals. I think we're going to swap over now to that angle. This one. This has the best angle, I think, of all the runners off in the distance. And coming, these runners right toward the bottom are making their sprint toward the finish. And we're getting close to wrapping up our first cross-country invitational or cross-country live stream. Apologize, there's not a whole lot of commentary I can provide of any insight. I just know what they're doing, I cannot. So it's very impressive what they're doing. See Coach Jackson out there encouraging his runners, I can see. Off in the distance. Done a really nice job with the middle school cross-country program. Just to give you an idea of where we are. There's where this camera's been this whole time. All the way back at the football field. If you're interested in the youth football game going on at the football field right now, the Royals trail Yorktown, I believe, 6-0. Middle school boys tennis is having an invitational over at the tennis courts too. So, very busy day here at Eastern Hancock. We have more runners coming through. I don't see any off in the distance. So we may be getting to wrap up. We may swap over to a different camera here. I hope I think things have gone better than I anticipated. My confidence level was not real high after our volleyball game the other night. Our camera that we can zoom out and zoom in was not working, but it seemed to work well this morning. I think we may be wrapping up this middle school boys race. Do not see anybody off in the distance. I'm looking for the starter. Official. Wait. So I believe the Royals individually win 3 out of the 4 individual championships, and I believe the other one might have been Morristown. Let's see. You can see some of the activity going on over there. There's the Royals home base there. And a really good turnout crowd. Really hot day. See some of the schools that's been here today for this cross-country invitational. I don't know as I... Coach Putt there, and Coach Jackson, and Corey Rainbolt getting the awards ready. Oh, I just realized I've been showing that, and you guys have not been seeing it. I just showed a lot of stuff that you would have liked to have seen, I think. Oh, I just showed a lot. So... there's the what I was talking about. And we'll pan back and see the teams that I totally forgot to change the camera to. But I showed some of the people here. I thought you could see it, but it was just me. Some of the teams. Some are starting to pack up. And overall, I think a pretty successful cross-country invitational. And successful stream. We'll say we watched Blackford, their live stream, to get some ideas. Kind of help us plan this out. This seems to be the awards table as they get it organized. Coach Putt, Coach Jackson, Dwayne House does a great job taking photos of a lot of our athletes. It won't be long. I'll need to wrap this up and we'll start tearing down equipment and getting ready to next stream. Next stream, it looks like, will be the Cowan volleyball game Monday night, hopefully. There's a chance we may not do that match. But we will definitely do Wednesday night as it's senior night. And we will we'll definitely do that Wednesday night match against Cambridge City Lincoln. See if we've got our viewership's dropping pretty quick, so we're going to I think we're going to sign off. We'll do a few commercials. We will sign off. And do want to thank all the people that helped out with this. And why we got this camera available. Let's go see what this angle would look like for different events. So, baseball. That might not be a bad angle here to show baseball. And then I'm going to apologize. This is going to make you dizzy. Nope, sorry. I set all these up and never really used them. Softball game. What would a softball game look like from here? Probably not. Can't see the hitter. Again, we got this camera up here. I'm going to test it out here real quick. All right, tennis matches. Well, maybe I don't know. That pole is not ideal. But we may be able to move the camera to a different spot and get a better angle. And I'm not sure what we can really see. So, middle school boys tennis invitational is going on right now. And that's what you're seeing there. All right. So I think we're going to sign off with a couple commercials, and we will then see you next time. Good afternoon.
Hancock Regional Hospital and NightStar Connect have had a relationship for decades. We share a joint mission to support the development of this county. We want this to be the best place in America to live. We, as a healthcare provider, need telecom support, we need utility support, and so in our various locations, we access the services of NightStar Connect. We would not have been able to do that without that partnership with NightStar Connect.
NightStar is a different kind of company, and the difference is you.
Some people see a huddle in the locker room. We see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see, high school sports in Indiana are special. That's because they're about learning and growing, not just winning and losing. Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Neidig. Support education-based athletics in Indiana by buying a ticket to your high school's next athletic event.